I'm back, I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. But you still haven't managed to worthy up? Not to worry, let's get into this mess. We're back with Natalie talking to the older kids, but they're sitting on the floor with empty sofas right behind them. And I'm all kind of bothered by that because I thought, like, just sit on the fucking couch, you know? Anyway, we find out that in school, the kids are called the Cullens, you know, like from Twilight, because apparently they only talk to each other. But that got me thinking about the Whittaker family. Oh, that was a fascinating watch. I'm not saying the Browns are like that, but it just reminded me of the Whittaker family. Anyway, we're talking about the rules about dating, and they have to be 16. But Hunter says that what his mother does not know won't hurt her. And I thought, well, you're right there, but you're also saying that on TV, you know? And then Natalie gets a little bit weird for my liking because I believe Hunter is only like 14 years old here. But she starts asking the kids like about sex and whether they'll wait for marriage. Now, they all say like it's a possibility, but hang on a second, lads. Because Maddie, Logan, McKelty, and Leon, they all like lived with their partners before marriage. So, you know, they obviously reevaluated their thoughts on that. Anyway, according to the rest of the kids, Logan has loads of girlfriends. Now he's just saying they're not girlfriends, they're just friends. But Natalie, like, she keeps pushing and she's asking if the others have boyfriends or girlfriends. And Leon just goes, I'm too weird for that. I thought, oh gosh, don't worry, hon, don't worry, you're gonna get there. He'll get there soon. Anyway, then Natalie wants to know what the kids don't like about polygamy. And Maddie says that when you get into trouble, you basically like have loads of parents that are going to give out to you. And Logan says, okay, that although every family fights, in their family it's amplified because it's so big. Oh man, I'd love to be there for an argument, I would. Anyway, Leon is saying they love having so many siblings. Hunter, nah, he says like they basically have too many kids as it is. Now, Natalie is asking the kids about the book. Aspen says she's read half the book, and Leon says they've read a bit about the book, okay? But can you imagine your family is on TV, right? And like they're writing a book. I would be writing the book about their part of the book. Like, you know, these kids, like, they're not even really interested in it. But anyway, because Leon said that they read a bit of the book, like Natalie wants to hear like their take on the drama. Because like apparently there's a lot of door slamming and shouting. And I thought, who the hell is slamming the doors, you know? I bet it's Meri. I do. I reckon Meri would be a door slammer, probably a shouter. You see, I think that Robyn is the type of person like she's always going to run from the room, you know. She's always going to be like a victim. She loves being a victim, you know. I think she gets off on that kind of stuff. But anyway, I really wanted to know who was slamming the doors. Anyway, these kids, like they're not religious anymore because they don't have a community and it's mostly just the parents that are religious. And Natalie is asking them, would they want polygamy for themselves? Now, Logan says this, and he has said this before, that he has had a great childhood, but he's not spiritually drawn to this life and he sees no logical reason for it. So even this kid, like I believe he's about 16, even he knows like there's no logical reason for this, you know, he gets it. And Hunter is like a hard now, too much drama. I thought, tell us the drama, Hunter, tell us the drama. Now, Leon is still thinking at this stage that they're going to live polygamy and be a sister wife. And Natalie is like, but you have seen the drama, right? You know, you've seen it. And Leon says, well, yeah, you know, but basically they think it's worth it. We know they changed their mind. Anyway, Maddie has zero interest in it. Now, I was thinking about this, okay? The brown boys. I would think that if Logan and Hunter thought that their sisters were actually going to try polygamy, I think that they would have stepped in. Because Hunter, I think he's very protective of like all his family. I think he would be like, nah, none of that shenanigans for my sisters, you know. Anyway, I noticed that we didn't hear from Aspen, and I was wondering why, like, we didn't hear from Aspen because, like, Natalie asked everybody else, but we didn't hear anything from her. Anyway, now we're back with the adults. Talking about Robyn. Oh, so Natalie has given us the lowdown. Basically, she was a single mother with three kids. Now, in her chapter of the book, okay, we find out that Robyn invented a character for herself called Shira. Now, don't worry, lads, I have your back, okay? Because I remember this. I remember reading this. I had no idea what the hell she was talking about. Anyway, Shira is a cartoon character, okay? And like her slogan is like Princess of Power. Oh my, like Robyn is in her 30s here. Like she has four fucking kids. I would be mortified if I had put any of that shit in a book, you know? Now, bear in mind, right? We heard from everybody in this family, all the wives, all the older kids. We found out that the wives were like mocking each other's makeup, okay? Basically killing each other, praying that poor Mary would like stay barren, you know? And then we get to Robyn and she's crying. Oh my God. Anyway, but because her life it was so hard, she had to invent Shira. That's what she said. Now, apparently, she had to convince Shira to get on board with Meri and Kody. I thought, no, you didn't. You had to convince the wives. But what really convinced her, she says, okay, was seeing Kody washing one of the kids' feet. So that was it, right? She just basically like dropped her knickers and said, "Take me, Kody." I'm reading between the lines. But that was it, like just the feet, just washing the feet. Now I have seen the feet in this family, okay? And they're fucking filthy. So I hope like he was washing them like every now and again because I know the wives would have been. But Christine's face when she says this, I thought she hates this woman. She does. But anyway, according to Robyn, like it was a special moment, and in that moment, she just knew that she had to be part of the family. I thought you, it didn't take a hell of a lot now, did it? Because like we're not mentioning these family, like they also had like a TLC show. We're mentioning none of that, you know. Now Christine does admit that she was very jealous when Robyn joined. Now I thought the wording was interesting, okay, because she said it wasn't because of Robyn, it was because of Kody. Oh, because she felt like Kody had left her. That's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. But I did want to draw attention to the actual wording, okay? Because she's not jealous of Robyn. She's jealous of Kody, basically just like leaving her for somebody else, you know? Anyway, Natalie is pressing on that. And Christine says that when a new wife comes into a family, it shakes everything up. Now, she used to think that wives who got jealous, and this is what she said, were choosing to feel that way. Oh my goodness, Christine, you've come a long way, you have. But anyway, when it happened to her, she also got jealous, you know. Now she also felt like Robyn was the enemy, but they have been working on it ever since. This is so messed up. Now, this gets interesting because Natalie points out that the Browns use a lot of therapy talk. Now, it turns out that Meri and Kody were in marriage therapy before Robyn even entered the picture, okay? And Kody says basically Meri was an awful bitch to live with, you know, and that Meri would complain if there was a single hair out of place. Now, as he's saying this, I'm looking at his hair and I thought, Cody, the woman was trying to help you, you know. She was moving the two strands over a little to the right, a little to the left to try and cover in the skin bad. You should be thanking this woman. Oh, anyway, Natalie, I have to say, I love this woman, and Natalie is all of us in this moment, right? Because she says most people don't start dating like somebody new when their marriage is falling apart, but Cody is insisting that him and Meri were at an all-time high when they met Robyn. Cody, I thought, you basically like just called your wife an insufferable nightmare, you know? Anyway, Mary completely disagrees with this, and she says that they were actually going through a terrible time. Now, Natalie, God bless this woman, okay? Natalie goes, an all-time low is what I read in the book. Oh, tell him, Natalie, tell him. And then Natalie says, right? She says to Robyn, so you went to marriage counseling with Kody and Meri. And Robyn says, yes, she did. Can you imagine being the side piece in the marriage therapy session of a couple? Oh my goodness. Now, listen, she didn't go to help this couple, okay? She didn't. She went, okay? She went to secure the deal. She did. Robyn wanted to wedge herself right in between these two. Now, she got close to Meri, okay? I believe, so she could gather information because we know, okay, that they were going through a hard time. They were in therapy and she had to find out what was going on. But don't forget, okay, she also had McKelty living with her. So she knew like what was going on in Christine's family as well, you know? Like that was her plan, you know. She was able to find out like all the intel like on this family, like the weakest links. You always go for the weakest links, you know. Oh, anyway, now, Cody says that they all used to go to like therapy together, okay? Now, Christine is shutting that down. She says, nah, they went once. But Cody insists like that our weekly sessions on the sofa count as therapy. And this is the wording he uses, right? That when they sit on the sofa together, it's like emotional surgery. No, it's not, Kody. No, it's not. Because when you do that, you're just opening up a can of feckin' worms. And there's no therapist there to like guide you through like what to do or anything like that, you know? He's such an idiot. He's such an idiot. Anyway, Mary says her relationship with Robyn is what a sister-wife relationship should look like. And then Natalie, being messy in the best way possible, she's asking Mary if that kind of bond, like if it's the same bond that she has with Janelle and Christine. Now, Mary is basically saying no, okay? Well, what she says is she has a different relationship with different people in the family, which is basically code for no, I've no relationship with those people at all, no bond with them. But then Robyn, okay, Robyn pipes up and says it takes two to make a relationship. And I thought, hang on a second, because modern day Robyn, like, she would not let Kody let these women go. You know, she had to keep these women hanging on. Like, it was never two-sided. Like, do you know what I mean? But here she is, like, even back then saying it takes two. It still feckin' takes two. And but there was only one person in their relationship, Robyn. Oh, anyway, then Natalie, okay? Natalie is asking another question, and she's asking, like, Robyn, how she'd feel if Kody took another wife. Now, apparently, Robyn would be grand. I thought, really? Well, then go and get one, Robyn. Preferably a 29-year-old that looks a heck of a lot like his mother, you know? Oh my God, can you imagine? I would love that. Anyway, Kody says that he's not sure about taking another wife now because he's focusing on his relationships. And I thought, with who? With who? Basically just with Robyn, you know. Anyway, Natalie then, she's reminding us again, like that she's read the book. Yes, Natalie, we know. And she's saying like that there's a lot of drama in the family. Oh, we know. That's why we cannot look away. But anyway, she's asking him if it has been worth it. Now, Janelle says yes, okay? And Natalie, like, just straight out just says to her, even though you left. I thought I fucking love this woman, you know? Anyway, Janelle is saying, yeah, you know, basically she would do this all over again. And shockingly, like all the other wives, they're basically saying that they would choose this life all over again. Well, we know Robyn would, okay? I don't believe that the others feel like that now. Anyway, that is our recap, and we are straight onto season 4. But if there's something else like that needs an unfiltered recap in season 4, let me know and we'll get to that quicker. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day.